In this video, I'm going to show you the basic essentials required for dressing in a yukata for Bon Odori. My name is Sandy, and I'm one of the Obon Odori instructors at the Buddhist Church of Sacramento. Let me give you a peek into what is in my furoshiki. So the basic undergarment, traditionally for wearing yukata or kimono, consists of a cotton top and a skirt. And its primarily purpose really is to absorb perspiration. And this is pretty important during the hot summer months when you're dancing in full yukata. These are optional. What I do recommend that if you do not have undergarment like this is that you wear like a lycra short or a thin light colored jogging shorts and a tank top of some kind. Really what you want to do is have something that's a little bit more form-fitting, not too bulky, because you want to have a smooth finish with your yukata. But wearing something underneath to absorb some of the perspiration will make you feel really comfortable on a hot summer night. The essential things that are needed to start things off here is the use of himo or string. These are specific kimono yukata himo. It's about 84 inches long and about 2 inches in height, and it's double-sided. And the reason why it's double-sided is to give a little bit of stiffness. I would recommend, if you have extra cotton fabric, to cut and sew your own or use a bed sheet. I discourage using anything that has a lot of stretch, like a polyester, a knit, or anything with lycra in it. The whole purpose of having your kimono himo string ties is that it's cotton and it doesn't stretch, because you really want to secure tying the yukata around your waist, the first tie, and then the second tie is used for the tuck or the fold or the overlap of the yukata that is used and secured with the second himo. Now, after the second himo is put on, this is optional. This is a slightly elastic, stretchy band that goes around the himo. It creates a nice finish, smooth finish before you put your obi on. It could also substitute as the second himo if necessary. This is optional. So let's move on to the obi. A little hack I'm going to show you is, particularly when your obi is stiff, or let's say it's really floppy on the other hand, a little trick that I'm going to show you and why the third himo is very helpful is, let's say as your obi is being put on and you're going to use the bow style kind of obi tying, by securing the fold or the bow first before it's wrapped with the obi to cover the string, it keeps the obi in the bow in nice form while you're dancing. And then so when it's finished, it would look something like this, right? Like that. So it keeps it nice and form. So that's a little hack that I wanted to share with you. The other little trick that I want to show you is the use of the obi board, particularly if your obi is kind of thin, flimsy, it doesn't have a lot of structure. Like this one has a lot of structure, but if you have one that's a little bit flimsy, by using an obi board, this one is pre-made. You can also make your own by using a flexible cardboard. Cut it about 5-6 inches in height, about the size of the front part of your waist. What you can do is, when the obi is tied, you just slip the board behind your obi, and it gives it a nice firm look. And then as you're dancing, then it won't scrunch down. It'll keep it nice and stiff. So this is a good little trick to have the board. The board is also helpful for children's obis, right? These cute sashes. But what happens when you wear these over a night of dancing, they just start to cinch and crumple down, and you really can't see, how cute they are. So one of the little hacks or trick is with your cardboard, a child's cardboard, obi cardboard could be like, maybe 4 or 5 inches tall, depending on how small the child is. But when you wrap it, it keeps the obi form and the obi upright, and it looks really, really nice, and it'll stay like this throughout the night of dancing. So that's also another little trick that you can use for children's sashes to keep them more firm in the front. So that's a trick around the obi. Also for young adults or older women who prefer not to have the bow kind of obi tie, there's these fancy little obi ribbons or ties that actually are used to secure different types of obi folds. So for example, if the obi is being folded in a way that requires the obi to be secured against your back, then this obi tie is run through the obi itself and secured around the front part of your waist, so that the obi fold is held securely. So this is optional. If you don't have one of these kind of fancy obi ties, then your more traditional common obi in a bow format would be used to tie your obi. So those are some options for obi wearing. At a minimum, I would suggest the small string as an option. And then lastly, of course, don't forget your yukata. This is a summer kimono here. One of the things I wanted to show you really quick is these wonderful pre-tied obis. One of the things that I want to make sure that you have is that the bow part has the tie running through it. If it's missing, you should make one so that it can be secured around your waist when the obi bow is put down into the back of the sash. So make sure that there's a tie there, and also make sure on the obi part that goes around the waist that there are ties on both ends. Without them, it's nearly impossible to secure the obi in place for these pre-made obis. All right, so I hope that was helpful. Let me just recap the minimum kinds of accessories that you need for wearing your yukata, right? You need at least 2 himo, 3 ideally, which will allow you to secure not only the kimono, but also to help secure your obi tie. That is required. Don't forget your obi, your yukata. And then optionally, if you want to stiffen up your obi or for a child's obi, and that will help. So I hope this was helpful. Enjoy Obon Odori. Thank you.